Got my big crankbait on and
Hate that big old crankbait, so don't. Here, Coleton rolling around with a nice big squeaky right there.
T25, you guys can see, nice bass.
he's gonna break out Boulder Bear. Well, here's Boulder Bear right here,
So Pickwick Lake. Anybody knows anything about this place? It's on the Tennessee River. It's known for ledge fishing. Who better to get out here with than the guy who actually won high school world championship down here at, how old was he?
I guess I would have been 17 then.
17, now he's 22. Got his own tackle company, Jinko Fishing. We're gonna be throwing the trimmer head.
CD25 maybe. We might try in just to maybe throw a booty shaker a little bit. We're gonna throw it all in there and see if we can't get them fired up.
A little how-to on offshore fishing. That's what it's all about today. I got a crowd in the boat too. We got Zach over here because we got done filming the direction the last few days. And Christopher's always with me everywhere. He's in the boat, so I got the whole crew in here. But I still get to selfie it all today, so that means you're gonna get plenty of wobble in the camera footage. I'm pulling up on our first little area right here. I'll show you a little bit about the map. There. Got a little flat sticks out. We've already got these waypoints marked. We've already side scanned this thing yesterday. We're gonna fish this again. What you got tied on there? The trimmer head?
Yep, got a trimmer head tied up, got it ready to roll.
Let's show people what a trimmer head is real quick.
So right here we've got your trimmer head here. So this is the two baits that are the most popular to throw on it. So you've got our trimmer shad and our trimmer head, and then our trimmer head and a 5-inch Castaic Jerky J. This is the two most popular baits to throw on our head. So this bait is a little bit stiffer, has a little tighter action. Our bait is a little bit more wider wobble, has a little bit more tail kick. Really super soft on our bait. I really think that action is better. This is just super stiff, but with me and him throwing different baits, we're gonna find out which one they want today on the trimmer head, break it down, and then we'll go to the same bait and get going on that. But that's the two baits that you want to look into buying right there with our trimmer head.
And that's a bait that I was using yesterday. I was using your trimmer shad, and that's the actual bait. I mean, you can see I even have it glued on there. We'll tell a little bit about how we rig them a little later, but there's some tips on these baits to help you catch more fish, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. We're gonna get to catching a few fish first.
do that. Yeah, make it easy. Ready?
All right, Coleton, just put this one in the boat on the trimmer shad.
Yep.
I just put one on the boat with the crankbait a second ago. Not a giant.
Nope, but it's a bite.
But there's a few of them here. How was you fishing the bait?
Just simply just letting it sink to the bottom, slow reeling it, and once I feel like it's lifted up off the bottom, I'll let it sink back down and start over again. Just start reeling the real slow.
So you just like to slow crank that thing, keeping it in contact with the bottom?
Right, just maybe 6 inches up off the bottom.
So, got my big crankbait on, and boys, I've hooked up with it again. Gonna be the second fish here on this crankbait. Oh, I might have a little bit better one. Maybe. I don't know yet. Nah, he's coming kind of quick. Make it come on steady, you little bugger. Come on. Come on.
He came back.
He come back.
He ain't a giant, but that's probably why he missed it.
Did you
there.
Did you slow down the crank?
Yep, so we've moved out on the edge here a little bit further now. And if you look right here, you got 26 foot of water right there. We're actually a little deeper than we were. And but that fish there ate that big old crankbait. So don't ever get intimidated by using a big crankbait. So take that fish off. Look at that fish. Ate that big crankbait. That just tells you they have an appetite. CD25 right there. That CD20 and CD25 is a Tennessee River special. Look, look at it. Look at that. They're popping them in the boat there.
Oh Oh, there you go.
Colton,
Quick
man,
release.
that's the quick release,
Quick
man.
release.
That's the
Get back
Tennessee
in
River
there.
quick release right there. I'm gonna say one thing. A lot of times they pull up on some of these fish. Sometimes it's wise to pull in and throw some slower baits on them and not bust the school up before you start cranking them.
Yep.
And once you get some bites, start cranking.
Once you get that school fired up, a lot of the times I'll throw something really subtle in there, especially once they've been pressured. When they're super fresh, you go straight for the throat with a crankbait. You'll catch the biggest ones. But when they've been pressured a little bit, like I said, this is kind of a spot that gets fished a lot on the lake here. And you want to sneak up on these fish. We're not even idle in this place. It's been fished a lot. And we're going to sneak up here with something subtle, like the trimmer head. You could even throw a Carolina rig or something slow, but I like throwing this. I feel like it gets a bigger bite on that first cast. Once we get them wound up, if I feel like they're really, really firing, we'll pitch that crankbait in there and try to work on them pretty hard.
You got it. Hey, while you doing that, I'm gonna go up there and do a little landscape maintenance on that house right there.
Hey, they need some bushes trimmed right there.
Son, that's an infinity edge pool up there.
Hey,
Look at
you
that place.
think they'll let us borrow it?
We could go hang
sneak
out
up,
by
we
the
go
pool
hang
today.
out. We look like we some high-class rednecks if we do that.
They might. Hey, I could claim that you're what's the Robinson guy's name? You look like, yeah, you're.
Yeah, I know it, Duck Dynasty.
Do you look like off Duck Dynasty? I might be able to get us in there.
Hey,
I'll do some talking. I'm your
just tell 'em.
bodyguard.
Hey, and I'll just put a mask on. That way they don't know who I am.
I'm your bodyguard.
That's right.
All right, so I sat down here to make me a sandwich. I got a little mayo in my hand. And if you look up here, Colton's rolling around with a nice Piggly Wiggly right there. That's identical twin.
Yep, another, once this fish has been out here a little longer, they'll be cookie cutter 4-pounders, but they're a little light right now. Threes, maybe close to 4s.
Now wait, let's show that bait that you just caught that on, Colton. This is supposed to be about...
So, CD25, you guys can see, nice bass.
Oh yeah,
25-foot diving crankbait. It's actually not but 15 foot deep here, so I'm having to slow it down and wind it a little bit slower to get them to bite it so it's not crashing the bottom as hard. Where you get out there in 20 foot, you got to go ahead and wind it.
Deal. Colton just put a good one in the boat right there. On the CD25, I just put a good one in the boat on my jigging spoon. On that note, I told y'all during this show we was gonna break out Bo the Bear. Well, here's Bo the Bear right here, boys and girls. This is Bo the Bear. Bo is gonna be our mascot of the day. I'm gonna put him right here. He's gonna talk to y'all while I'm fishing. You ready? Don't you worry.
Oh, white.
Oh, whitey.
Hey, they bite the big crankbait too. That ought to show you right there, though. They ain't nothing down there scared to eat something that big as that plug. I mean, look at that. Look at that, guys. That crankbait is half as big as that fish, and he had no problem coming up. Had the hook in his mouth. I mean, just these fish out here when they're feeding, they ain't scared to eat something as big as
They're probably trying to eat each other at times.
Probably.
Ready? There you go. I think they're over there first. Is that on the scrounger or is that on the spoon?
This is on the spoon.
Well, see, you changed up, and here, this is the point of doing this kind of stuff when fish are schooling. Because sometimes you got to mix your bait selection.
They get
You caught them on the scrounger and look, see, you stirred them up. Yep. So by you getting them biting, now I'm hooked up as well. Look at here. I mean, it's just...
All it is getting them fired back up again, throwing something a little different in there, and then they'll start biting whatever you want to throw.
They swatting that bait, look at that. Now that right there, I'd catch him all day long and have a ball. I mean, not only does he want that bait to lift, I mean, he ate that bait. All right, so Colton so far put 8 or 10 fish in the boat.
Yep.
None of them been giants. We've done it with a flutter spoon. We've done it with the trimmer shad and the trimmer head. And then we've done it with the CD25.
Yep.
We are sitting a little deep right now. We're sitting in about 29 feet of water. Right there's the live scope. This school of fish was right over in this area.
Yep.
And they've moved now kind of over to that area.
Yep.
And that's the thing with schooling fish. They're in a kind of in a wad, so you kind of, sometimes you hit great big areas that they're in.
Yep.
but you kind of got to keep moving around. And when you throw to them, it's just like boom, 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 boom. So it's just kind of the way this Tennessee River type of ledge fishing works. And you know, some people wait till later in the season to get out here. We're out here pretty early, to be honest, because it's early May. We're already out here and then fish have already started moving out here. All right, so Coleton stop number 1 was pretty good. Caught a few fish, no giants. No giants, but got out here, done put 8 or 10 fish in the boat. Now we're gonna go over here and I got a couple waypoints on the screen right here. So if you look, we just fished 168, 169. We're gonna slide over here to this other little hump right here and we're gonna see if there's any fish on it.
So on this spot, what are they, you know, yesterday they were up on top and today they've kind of backed off and everything.
It's a barrel.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a good one.
There you go.
Really bopper there.
I gave me some of that spoon.
I gave some of my spoon. Fire! He's trying to get his fire down. Okay, so most of the time you idle around and you check your spots with your graph and you look, well, we're going to use a Tennessee River tactic here.
I got my buddy out here helping us look.
We got Andy over here in the boat and he's on the spot, so we ain't even got to scan this or look for nothing. We're just going to pull up and try to catch the guy's fish. Now that...
he's using my boat, so
that's right.
So we're gonna trade out that part. His boat's down, so he's using my boat.
We're gonna take Coleton and his buddy both a bear and we're gonna pull up on Andy over here. Andy's gonna put on a show for us. Come on, Andy.
I don't need any help right here. I don't need any help right now.
I heard you like people to fish in your live well.
Hey, my homie's coming with us.
What's the deal with the bear? Wait, the bear likes to catch fish too, man.
I hadn't beat on them, like I said. I mean, it's...
We think I was throwing her first.
I would crank them first.
You think?
Yeah.
All right.
Because the only reason I didn't crank them because I knew if I did, I'd burn them down. So.
Correct.
All right, hey, we got the go to start cranking Andy's fish. This is pretty doggone rude. We pull up on the guy, shove him right off his own fishing hole.
Get out of here.
Coleton, that's not very polite, man.
He's in my boat.
Both the bear says have manners. You should have manners. All right, so we're going to get to catching them right now. He said they're about 23, 24 deep. We're going to pull up here and get after it. Oh, man.
Old trimmer head.
On the old trimmer head.
If I can get him in the boat.
Oh,
Help
my,
me out
look
here,
at
Mark.
it.
Help me out.
I'm watching you. I'm your cameraman. Hey, this is all... That's a pig, son. Oh, now that's what you're supposed to catch right there. Whoa, nice big old chunky.
Barely hooked. She ruined my bait, but we'll give her the excuse. That's a hammer.
Ooh, son.
Goodness gracious, man.
Little fist bump on that. How about that right there? This is what the trimmer head with a trimmer shad on it will do on the Lake Pickwick. That's a Tennessee River stud right there.
Look at the fat.
How about that, Andy? We come in, pushed you off your own hole, man.
Thank you.
You may, that's what you're talking about right there. Now wait, let's talk about that. And by God, if I don't lose my rod, I'm gonna be all right. All right, so you say y'all saw it right there. Folks, here you go. Coleton, this is all you. The camera's you. You gonna talk to it about here? You gotta hold it.
Yo, you want me to? I'll
There
take
you
it over.
go. Now you're on your own.
Hold on, we're gonna sit
ain't
down.
Gonna stop me from fishing the
We ain't
whole
gonna sit
time,
down.
son.
Hey, Mark ain't even gonna take the time to stop and let us talk. You know, we pulled up here, we cranked first, couldn't get a bite. So I picked up the trimmer head. It's a little more subtle, a little bit less intrusive to them. It's a great bait to throw in there that first cast in a school. You know, if you're gonna throw something slow, it's a little bit easier going. A big critical key is very light line on that bait, like 12 to 10 or 12 pound fluorocarbon, to keep it down on the bottom. That way you can keep the speed up to keep the bait moving and still wobbling back and forth. Of course, like I showed you guys earlier, trimmer shad or a steak jerky J, either one works great on our head. But that right there was proof of what that thing can do out here on the Tennessee River. Mark's catching, look at here, look at my man. See, he's catching trophies.
I got bit while you caught that fish.
He's catching trophies. What we're doing is Mark just threw it out there. He's gonna let it sink to the bottom and slowly start creeping it back. Once you feel like you've lost contact with the bottom after 10 cranks, let it sink to the bottom, start over again.
When I stopped, I watched that bait fall back down.
Fall back down. Once it hits the bottom again, reel it back in. Simple as that.
Working on a little bag if we can catch a couple more.
Yeah. Hammerhead?
No, I got a football jig on this time. Just slow it down a little bit. Look at that black spot. Pretty. Pretty. Look at that, guys. All them pretty black spots on that fish. Come on, little football head. Just had to slow down. Pulled back up here, and they didn't seem to want to bite anything. So go back down. Throw the old football jig in there. Just drag it around, trying to get a bite.
And it worked.
And it worked. Finally.
Hey, look at you. Look at me
Getting another jig bite, just going down. Man, that's a skill.
You know he just got out.
He just got out. Been out here feeding up yet. Slowing down, getting a few extra bites on the place, but we already caught a few. He's skinny, but they're fun to catch, man. It's just, you know how it is.
It don't matter if it's big and spoon. We're way downhill.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
That's not no monster by no means. But hey, he still bit that old video.
I didn't think so. You're a hammer.
This is a good photo. I like the good photo in this night, but it's dead set for me. This is one of your sponsors, jigs.
Oh, is that one of my secret lures?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me it was a secret lure.
Stole it
Jig.
out of your box.
It's hot, I agree. Look at that. They are, that's 4 casts in a row. You know that?
A little better.
See how many in a row you're going to catch on that.
Get out. Have fun, little buddy.
Yeah, GoPro's on right there. That was the...
All right, guys, we're here with the direction. Mark's over here talking, jabbing about something. We've been out on the Tennessee River all day. Mark, what do you guys say about it? We gonna wrap this thing up or what?
Say we've had fun. They all can go to your Instagram and Facebook at Jinko Fishing and follow you. They need to get on our Instagram, Facebook page at the direction. They can click on the subscribe button on YouTube so that they get all our notifications when we're putting out new videos like this one right here.
Yep.
And if you got comments, don't like something, if you love what we're doing, let us know.
After this video, you might want to get you one of these right here.
At
Hey,
JinkoFishing.
JinkoFishing.com, guys.
There you go. Coleton Jennings told you himself.